Matt Gaetz' nomination for Attorney General crumbles just over a week after it happened. We'll explain why he took himself out of contention.
NASA's biggest space station could be in the midst of a huge emergency. We'll show you what we know and don't know about the problem.
And holiday scams are on the rise. I'll let you know what red flags to look out for.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Drew Maurer.
And I'm Grace Grimes. The men advising Donald Trump on government efficiency say they'll bring a chainsaw to cut government spending, and their plan could impact a lot of people here at UNT. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are pledging to eliminate government-funded programs like veterans health care, opioid addiction treatment, and most important to us, student loan programs. Critics say these ideas illustrate the advisor's misunderstanding of Congress and government spending.
Not a cut, but a drop. Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General won't be taking the job after all. Former Congressman Matt Gaetz withdrew his nomination earlier today. Gaetz said in a social media post that his upcoming confirmation hearing had become a distraction for the Trump team. The House Ethics Committee has been investigating Gaetz over allegations that he had sex with underage girls at a party a few years ago and that he paid women for sex. Reports out today say Gaetz did not have enough support from Republican senators to be confirmed for Attorney General. Within that last half hour, President-elect Donald Trump announced online he has selected Pam Bondi, the former Attorney General of Florida, to replace Gaetz as his nominee to lead the Justice Department. And the weather hasn't decided what direction it's going. Cold mornings, warmer afternoons. Well, our weather anchor, Erin Erie, is here with our first look at the forecast.
Drew, for the next 24 hours, the weather is going to make its way on down. Currently here in Denton, it's 64 degrees, and it's 61 degrees, and it feels about the same. As we move into the evening, just before the new day, it'll be 45 degrees and feel more like 44. But then tomorrow we'll warm back up, and it'll be 64 degrees and feel the same. That's all I have for First Look. Now on to Grace.
Thanks, Aaron. The holidays are right around the corner, which means it's time to bring out the decorations. And what's the holiday season without treats and trees? If you haven't noticed, it is Christmas Tree Central in the Union.
The Season of Lights celebration happened yesterday at the UNT Union to celebrate the annual lighting of the holiday orb tree. This event was hosted by the Student Government Association along with the Union Program Council.
So I'm here at the Seasonal Lights with the Student Government Association. I'm basically taking pictures, documenting first year council's cookie decorating.
This annual event brought a ton of holiday cheer and fun memories to campus with food, hot chocolate, and fun activities, including the cookie decorating and a photo booth.
So I'm part of the UPC, which is the Union Program Council, and for this event, my council is in charge of running the line for the food, as well as the line for the free little enamel pins.
The University of North Texas is full of history and tradition, so I was curious to know how exactly this unique tree made its way to campus.
We moved into the Union fall of 2015 with the grand opening in spring 2016, and we wanted to really look at what can we do for some holiday decor. We used to have a really traditional, huge Christmas tree, and we were kind of like, how do we expand on that? And so we looked at various companies, and we found this orb tree and found it to be really unique. While it symbolizes maybe the look and feel of a Christmas tree, it has a really green and white spirit, pride. We love the sustainability pieces of it, and just thought like it would be a really unique piece. And so we have this one as well as two more, one that's located on Union Circle and one that's located within the Union.
Now, as wonderful as holiday festivities might be, there are so many other events going around on campus. Our sports anchor, John Phillips, is at the UNT basketball game. Let's take it over to John to see what's going on.
Thanks, Grace. That's right. I'm here at the Super Center getting ready for tonight's game between our Mean Green and Texas Wesleyan Rams. It's going to be a barn burner tonight, and I'm very excited. I'll have more on the game later on in the show, but that's all I have for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, the holiday season is almost here, and for millions of us, that means travel. We'll show you how busy it might be nationwide, and there's a leak on board the International Space Station, but it could lead to a catastrophe. We'll explain what experts think about it after the break.
Are you looking for a fun club with travel opportunities? Dive into the UNT Swim Club. Practicing Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Pole Recreation Center. We accept members at any skill level. For more information, reach out to us at unt.swimclub on Instagram.
The largest space station ever built may be in serious trouble. There is a leak on board the International Space Station, but depending on who you talk to, it's either a catastrophic issue or no big deal. CNN's Brian Abel has a look on what's being done about it.
Okay, I am at the feeder rail.
The International Space Station is leaking, and two space superpowers, Russia and the U.S., are at odds over its severity. First discovered in 2019, the rate of air loss hit a new high this year.
This leak is potentially catastrophic. Now, NASA cannot prove that. On the other side of it, Roscosmos, the Russian space agency, says nothing to worry about. It's not that serious. But Roscosmos can't prove that either.
The leaks are located in a Russian section of ISS that connects to a docking port for spacecraft carrying critical supplies and crew. If the football field-sized space laboratory does not remain pressurized and filled with breathable gases, lives of the crew members on board are at risk. Cosmonauts, the Russian term for astronauts, have been working to locate and patch the leaks.
To call it a needle in a haystack is probably being not strong enough.
While Russia didn't respond to a request for comment, U.S. officials contend the leaking Russian module poses the most pressing threat to the safety and longevity of the space station.
This is an engineering duel in the context of a geopolitical tension, which has risen, of course, since the invasion of Ukraine. So it's testing a relationship which has survived against all odds so far.
In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
Pack your patience if you are traveling by air this holiday season. The Federal Aviation Administration says it may need to slow down air traffic during peak travel times this holiday season due to a shortage of air traffic controllers. Now, with Thanksgiving 1 week away, you may want to know more about what to keep in mind when you travel this holiday season. ntTV reporter Ian Balderas is live with more of what you need to know. Ian?
Thanks, Grace. With Thanksgiving quickly approaching, millions are traveling across the nation to celebrate the holiday in what's predicted to be a record-breaking travel season. While all the airlines are getting ready to control the crowds, one is cracking down on line cutting. CNN's Laura Aguirre has more on this developing story.
The nation's top transportation and aviation chiefs giving assurances that holiday travel next week will be safe and efficient.
We are ready to ensure passengers can complete the screening process within our established wait times of 30 minutes or less for non-pre-check passengers and 10 minutes or less for pre-check passengers.
Billions of dollars have been awarded to help airports add more check-in counters, build faster security checkpoints, improve baggage claim, make it easier to find your gate.
That extends to the runways, where close calls in a number of cities have made headlines in recent years.
We've also installed approach runway verification systems at more than 74 airport towers. This technology provides audio and visual alerts to controllers if an arriving aircraft is lined up to land on the wrong airport surface.
The FAA is also testing new surveillance systems at some of the nation's busiest airfields, designed to improve situational awareness for air traffic controllers.
Tuesday is forecasted to be our busiest day.
TSA projects around 2.8 million passengers will fly that day. And heads up, if you try to cut the boarding line, American Airlines is unveiling new tech that will sound an alarm if a boarding pass is scanned before its assigned group number is called, and you'll be sent back to your boarding group.
I want to remind everyone that we have a zero tolerance policy for unruly behavior. Please treat your flight crew with the respect that they deserve.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Now, once you arrived at your holiday destination, probably carrying gifts, you'll be thinking about all the amazing discounts you got. However, some of those deals may have been too good to be true. Online shopping and gift exchanges have made it easier for scammers to target vulnerable customers. Blindly buying online could lead to losing money and your family's private information being shared without your permission. Red flags to look out for are direct messages from strangers, wire transfer payments, and donation requests. Most of these scams can be avoided if you know the signs. So make sure you read privacy policies, avoid unfamiliar links, and verify the legitimacy of social media pages and websites. Now that we know how to prepare for scammers, Aaron, how can we prepare for these elements? It's kind of chilly.
The best way to prepare, Alex, is with a coat, because as we take a look across North Texas, it's going to be very chilly this evening. We're just brushing the 50s in Decatur, Dallas, and Fort Worth. Dallas is warmest at 52, but then on the other side of the region, Paris is at 45 degrees, along with Bowie here, both at 45. Then as we zoom out to the state map, you can see we really don't get too much warmer than that. Houston is going to be warmest at 57, but Oklahoma keeps it even chillier at 42. Then as we move into our 7-day forecast, we have a noble but very brief push of warm weather into the weekend, warmest on Sunday at 80 degrees with a low of 60. The clouds come in and the temperatures drop off for the rest of Thanksgiving week. It's going to be fully cloudy on Monday with a high of 63 and a low of 39. Tuesday, the sun will poke its head through with a high of 62 and a low of 49, but the clouds are fully back for Wednesday and Thanksgiving Thursday. On Thanksgiving, we're going to have a high of 60 with a low of 35. I'm Aaron Erie with your ntTV weather. Now back to Drew.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. Well, if you walked to class this week enjoying the great weather, chances are that you came face-to-face with one of the furry creatures on campus chomping down on an acorn. ntTV's Edison Stewart and Annie Tomlin had a chance to catch up with all the little critters in this ntTV Squirrel Special.
With the holiday season fast approaching, Christmas trees are popping up all over campus, but our focus is on the real trees, or more specifically, our furry friends that call them home.
Yeah, they're definitely a very fun part of campus.
Really cute, and I love seeing them on the way to class. So.
UNT is a very biodiverse campus with many different plants and small animals, but it's especially known among students for the unique squirrel population. One user on UNT Yik Yak even joked that the squirrels were the only thing getting them through the semester. ntTV caught up with a few students to get their thoughts on our infamous campus critters.
Well, I see the squirrels all the time. They are definitely a prime part of campus. Almost every single day I see them passing class. I've seen them attack each other a couple times.
They're a bit random, for sure. They walk around everywhere. I mean, they walk around to cars. I mean, you remember Lucky? He actually got ran over.
Lucky, a beloved campus squirrel famous for being albino. According to local legend, if you spot him during exam season, you'll ace your test, rightfully giving Lucky his nickname. There's been many different Lucky the Squirrels throughout the years, but sadly one was fatally hit by a car in 2016. He can be seen on display in UNT's Environmental Science Building, where we had the chance to take a deeper look.
So, we do have the albino squirrels on campus, and we have historically had a Lucky on campus. There's been several that have been hit by a car like this one, and we were able to preserve it. There are others that we've had pictures of, and then we won't see them for a while.
Dr. Baxter Sly also warns about the dangers of feeding the campus squirrels. She states that harmful toxins can be passed along to the squirrels from human hands, and students feeding them can make them overly comfortable with taking food from people. So although it's best not to feed the squirrels your leftover lunch, you can still admire them for being a vital part of the Mean Green family.
That's great. I mean, how many squirrels do you see here on a daily basis? Like 6, 7, 8?
I probably see more than that, but I don't get as close to them as Andy and Eddie do, that's for sure.
Yeah, me neither. I see them in the grass and I'm like, I'm good on that.
Yes, me too. Wicked is coming to theaters this weekend, but it comes with a warning that fans need to know before popping that popcorn.
And We'll check back in on the biggest comeback of the holiday season, and no, it's not the McRib, it's the Mean Green Hits relaunch party. Stay with us.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college.
Am I supposed to say nothing?
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes, or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter, and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
The creative spirit is alive and well on the UNT campus, and our Jackson Berry is in the studio with more. Jackson?
Thank you so much, Grace. And that's right, this morning I had the pleasure of visiting the Union Art Center. It was inspiring to see all the hard work done by some of our most creative students. So let's take a look.
So here's your paper.
Tucked away in a corner of the UNT Union, the Union Art Center is a neat little spot to let your creativity run free.
I am a Union Arts Assistant here, and I assist students with several of our art projects every single day. We have a new craft project, and essentially we just guide people through it and have fun.
The project we got to work on today was autumn themed.
What we're doing today is monoprints. Essentially we're using a jelly sheet, and we're putting ink onto it and making imprints of leaves with it.
The project looked like so much fun, so I obviously had to give it a try. And I think it turned out pretty well. But the Art Center is more than just arts and crafts.
It's hard for non-majors to take art classes at CVAD, so this space provides non-art students a place where they can find a sense of community and try new things that they otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to do so.
If you missed out today, you can always come tomorrow and make yourself a hand turkey. With ntTV News, I'm Jackson Berry.
Thanks, Jackson. Well, if you've already bought your ticket to see Wicked and plan on singing along to Defying Gravity, think again. AMC Theaters says the best way to stay popular is to remain quiet during the movie. A 30-second ad will play before the film, reminding audiences that silence is golden, and that means no singing. But if you just can't contain yourself, AMC will offer a separate sing-along version of Wicked starting on Christmas Day, where you can sing to your heart's content. Part 1 of Wicked opens tomorrow, and Part 2 will release in November of 2025.
You know, Drew, I heard that John is having a really fun time getting ready for that Mean Green basketball game.
Absolutely, and dang, we sure need a win because that loss the other night in Louisiana was pretty tough. Well, John, tell us some more out at the Super Pit.
That's right, guys. Hopefully this game is a big boom for UNT. I'll have more on the game and some wrestling action happening this weekend after the break.
I wonder what's on the radio today. I don't know about this. This is not it.
Everything alternative, commercial free. 88.1 Indie.
Here at KNTU, we have two traditional stations, 88.1 Indie and KNTU Jazz. We've also recently launched an internet radio station called Mean Green Hits. If you want to hear more, you can check us out at MediaNorthTexas.com.
That was pretty good.
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants. I love how Flex is a cashless payment method and can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
UNT is coming off of its first loss of the season in a hard-fought defensive battle versus McNeese State, but they're hoping that tonight in a game versus NAIA, Texas Wesleyan, they can bounce back. The last time we played the Rams was 2019, when we won 104-62 in a rare offensive explosion for UNT. Coach Rose Hodge is hoping for more of the same after they only shot 32% from the field versus McNeese State. This Saturday, AJ is going to bring the boom to AEW Full Gear as he returns to wrestling for the first time in 15 years. He is going to be facing QT Marshall, who is employed by AEW. He started this rivalry when he disrespected the sacred Costco brand Double Chunk chocolate cookie. AJ will be accompanied by his sons Big Justice and his family friend The Rizzler to the ring to this pre-show match on Saturday. And he promises to bring the boom to the Prudential Center in New Jersey. I've got to get back to watching the UNT Mean Green boom the Rams. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, John. Well, Grace, do you plan on watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade this year?
Actually, the Thanksgiving Day Parade is my favorite Thanksgiving Day tradition, so of course I'm going to be watching it.
Well, you might be surprised to hear that North Texas' very own Flower Mound High School Marching Band will be taking place in the iconic parade this year. It's been a year and a half since the band found out, and they received the good news that they beat out hundreds of other applicants to represent the Lone Star State this year. In addition to the Thanksgiving Walk, the students will hold a performance in Herald Square and have the opportunity to explore the Big Apple for the week. This marks the first time the band has taken part in the Macy's Day Parade. And wow, how about them apples, right, Grace?
Right, right. How about them apples? Thanks for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Have a great holiday. We'll see you next time here on North Texas Television.